This is Unit 2. This is Section 2-1, Squares and Square Roots Notes. This document can be found in your unit PDF. We will start with skill builders. Skill builders are information that you need to know. There are problems of review. There are problems that you will be able to need to be able to solve mathematically as we go through this course. Take a second or take a few minutes, pause the video right here, work through your skill builders, then restart the video when you are done. Okay, on the first one, it is distributive property. The 4 is being distributed to the x. It is also being distributed to the 2. So 4 times x is 4x. And when the 4 is distributed to the 2, it is a positive 8. The next problem is multiplying fractions. Normally when you multiply fractions, you were taught to multiply this and then this, and the numerator times the numerator, the denominator times the denominator, get huge numbers and then simplify. I was taught where you factor everything out and then multiply. So I'm going to look at this 6, and there's a 6 here, and there's 2 6s down here. And then I'm going to look at the 13, and there's a 13 here, and 2 13s here. So then when I multiply across, I go 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. If I have factored everything out prior to multiplying, then my answer is already simplified. For the next one, it says try and factor first. You're going to look at here, and there's a 10. There's some 5s in 10. There's 2 of them. And then there's 5s in 15. There's 3 of them. 2 over 2 is simplified to 1. And 3 over 3 is simplified to 1. And 1 times 1 is 1. So the entire answer is that. The old way you would have done it is you would have done 10 times 3, which is 30. And then you would have done 2 times 15, which is also 30. And you would have had 30 over 30, and you would have had to recognize that as 1. I just make numbers smaller. In the next one, I have 1 over 18 times 12 over 3. I see that there are 6s in here, and there's 2 of them. There's 3 of them here. Make sure you do not cross out next to each other. They can go up and down, or they can go diagonal, but you're not able to factor out numbers that are sitting next to each other. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 3 is 9. That is 2 9ths. So that is the answer. Show steps. This is 24 divided by 4 times 2 minus 3. This is Pemdas. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division as it appears from left to right, addition, subtraction as it appears from left to right. So right here, you're going to do the 24 divided by 4 first, which is 6 times 2 minus 3. Then you're going to do 6 times 2 is 12 minus 3, and then you're going to write 9. Number 6 is the square root of 144. That's a perfect square. I would have to sit out here and do my squares and do 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 times 2 equals 2. 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 4 equals 16. 5 times 5 equals 25. You'd have to do that. Well, you can jump around if you know them higher. I know that 10 times 10 is 100 equals 100, so I'm not quite to 144. And then 11 times 11 equals 121. And then 12 times 12 equals 144. So this is the square root of 144 is 12. Number 7 is a keep, change, flip. And I keep my first. I change the sign. I change the sign. Like signs, unlike signs subtract. So it's 9 minus 7, which is 2. Take the sign of the larger looking number, which is the 9, and the 9 is positive, so the answer is positive 2. The next one is like signs add. 5 and 12 is 17. Like signs add, take sign, negative 17. Number 9 is distributive property. It's the negative 5 going to the 2x, which is a negative 10x, because a negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a negative times a positive is a negative. Sorry, I said that wrong. And then negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Those are unlike terms. You leave it alone, and that's what it is. The next one, 7 times 7 is 49. Those are the skill builders. Thank you.